Hey guys, so Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 192 is out. The title of the chapter is The Shubasa Incident Part 46. So starting of the chapter we see Itadori, Todo and Mahito are fighting. Todo tells Itadori or Yuji, I'll say Yuji because Yuji is easier for me to say. Time to kick it up a notch, Itadori. This is our last chance to curse each other, says Mahito. So Itadori and Todo, both of them starts to fight and Mahito captures sorry, Todo actually captures Mahito. So yeah, he's holding Mahito and forget about me. And Itadori actually comes in with a kick. But right at that moment, Mahito dismantles his upper head. So his head is actually dismantled. So his upper body is actually detached, and we see that from his detached lower body or without the head, the body is actually growing, I think, a pair of eyes, and it's actually attacking Itadori and Todo. So they are fighting the headless body, and we see Mahito actually reconstructs another body. So the technique he uses is soul multiplicity. So this is a advanced technique. The soul with the weak rejection come together to form one body. So this technique actually creates another body from a part of the soul, and we see that there are now one two so two opponent for Itadori and Todo. So the technique name is polymorphic soul isomer. So polymorphic soul isomer isn't actually a technique, rather to say the opponent or the enemy's name. And Todo is actually going to face it. So he says a transfigured human. So this body is actually a transfigured human which was created from a part of Mahito's body, and Itadori and Todo are actually fighting all three of them at the same time. But Mahito is more focused on Itadori. He wants to fight Itadori because of Sukuna. There's no way it's simple 50-50 split, says Todo. So Mahito actually didn't split his body 50-50, but it's more like 20-80. So 20% was the head and 80% was his entire body. Considering he was able to keep keep brother and me at bay, it's more likely 80-20 of strength. So since the 80% or the lower half of his body was able to keep both Itadori and Todo at bay, he thinks that the split is actually 20-80. The fact that he used his curse technique despite keeping his distance must mean that the weakened 20% is the actual body. So the 20% or the severed head or the detached head or the dismantled head, whichever context you like to say, is the actual body. So if they can destroy that, they are most likely to win this battle. I leave that to brother to finish up. So Todo is actually saying that he is going to leave Mahito's actual or real body for Itadori. I'd I'd say the transfigured human is around grade 2 or 3. So the transfigured human or the lower half of his body is actually grade 2 or 3, which is not certain here. So I'll take it grade 3, I guess, grade 3 demon. And Todo is actually fighting him, and he actually proves to be a bit of a challenge. Itadori calls out, Todo, ha, you understate me. And right at that moment, Mahito actually goes after Itadori. So Todo is actually flying through some buildings. Yep, he actually flew through some buildings. How this guy doesn't break bones, I don't understand. So he actually crashes to a shopping mall, and all the clothes are actually flying all over, all the varieties are flying over, and we see that he actually comes back and he starts to fight that grade 3 or the 80% body, and he actually able to use his fist to crush it. So yeah, he punches the body right from behind, and that's it. He crushed the body. It's dead. All that power, and it only took one hit. I get it. So, all that power, but it didn't concentrate it enough. So, he was able to take the other half of his body with ease, fair ease. That explosive power was a result of expanding so many souls at once. So all that power was a result of expanding so many souls at once. Transfigure human attack specialist, and there are two of them. So we see there are two more of those great three demons. So yeah, Todo is going to face all these two. He already beat or defeated one, and now he's going to take care of the rest of the two. Forgive me, you poor soul, says Todo. And then we get back to Mahito and Itadori. I'm finally free of the top knot gorilla. So again, he's referring to Todo. Time to pile it on, and he puts, so Mahito actually puts his hand on the ground, and I don't know, these some kind of worm or spiky worm with teeth, and they are rushing towards Itadori, but Itadori actually dodges all of them. So yeah, he's dodging all of them, and he lands a forward kick on Mahito, but Mahito actually captures Itadori's feet. So yep, he caught Itadori's feet and he slammed Itadori on the ground. But Itadori somehow actually no, he didn't get slammed. Itadori was somehow able to bounce back. So yeah, Mahito is going after Itadori, but at that moment we see that Todo is back. So that implies that he already took down the other two great three demons, and he's back, and he's telling Itadori that you really don't want me to join on the fun. So yeah, he really doesn't want to. He thinks that Mahito doesn't want to let him come between Itadori and himself. So yep, I think he's going to stay out of this fight because he respects Itadori. Even two polymorphic soul isomer weren't enough, says Mahito. I'll be killed by Sukuna. So Mahito is actually fearing that he might be killed by Sukuna. It's gonna be hard landing a hit on him. That said, if I am to use domain expansion, so Mahito's plan is to bring out Sukuna from within Itadori, and he's going to use domain expansion. Barrier techniques are complicated. I don't have the skill to exclude Itadori from the domain. So what to do? So he's talking, or he's saying to himself that he doesn't have the skill to separate Sukuna and Itadori. So if he uses the technique, Sukuna will come, but he won't be able to, take out Itadori from the barrier expansion. But the one who taught me that domain expansion isn't that suicide, it's all for nothing. So the one who taught me that, I don't know who taught Mahito the domain expansion, but yeah, the one who taught me that isn't that suicide. So actually Todo is saying that it's a suicidal technique. It's all or nothing, says Mahito. Self-embodiment of perfection. So Mahito activates his domain expansion, and we see bunch of fingers or hands behind him, and I think at the center, is that a heart? No, I don't think that's heart, but yeah, there are flashes behind him, and the name of this technique is self-embodiment of perfection, a domain expansion of 0.2 seconds. So this domain expansion has the time limit of 0.2 seconds. So what will Itadori and Todo do in the next chapter? We'll have to stay tuned for that. But that's all I have for you. Till next time. See ya.